Hello, my name is Renee, and I'm the owner of Angelic Comfort. I'm a psychic medium, intuitive empath, Reiki master, ordained minister, spiritual counselor, and a spiritual guide. Angelic Comfort offers angel readings, spiritual counseling and guidance sessions, spirit communication, energy work workshops, and even private gallery events. We have an on-site shop that, once purchased, each item is individually infused with Reiki energy to help you with any energy work that you may need. Also, we have many posts and blogs on the site that help you to become enlightened a little bit more, or even to help you in a time of need. So please stop by Angelic Comfort today at www.angelic-comfort.com. Have a great day.
Hi, author and space scientist Stephanie Osborne here. Please join me for my new show. The Osborne Cosmic Weather Report is a 5-minute weekly segment that informs listeners about solar and space weather activity, such as sunspots, flares, auroras, comets, meteor showers, as well as space news, historical space anniversaries, and more. For specific air times, check the schedule on your favorite radio station.
Hi, folks. Firecracker, hiss, boom, ba, Bugs Bunny, rah, rah, rah. Yeah, that's right, folks. The 4th of July has passed, but you should have seen it in my neighborhood. In my neighborhood, it was booming and banging. There was fireworks also at a park for a big 4th of July every year display. It's absolutely wonderful. I guess you would say that there's a lot of things that happen during the 4th of July. And as I come in to the show, I begin to wonder, with wonderment and weird stuff, what's going on in the world. But, again, firecracker, hiss, boom, ba, Bugs Bunny, rah, rah, rah. A late happy 4th of July, but maybe it's good to have a 4th of July every day to celebrate us being Americans. It's great to see a tribute to America. Several of the parades in the area. I imagine in your areas you had firework displays and parades and happy flag waving times. It's great, folks. It's wonderful. And this is the election year, which makes it even more wonderful. So, let's get what we have coming up out of the way here. Because some things are happening with Hillary Clinton. They are. Some things are happening with Hillary Clinton. No criminal charges being brought to Hillary Clinton on email charges. Lynch said in a statement she had accepted the FBI's recommendation that no charges should be brought against Clinton. Late this afternoon, I met with FBI Director James Cornet and career prospectors and agents, he said, who conducted the investigation, and Secretary Hillary Clinton used a personal email system during her time as Secretary of the State. She said, I received and accepted their anonymous recommendation through year-long investigation to be closed that no charges be brought against any individuals within the scope of the investigation. Now, Lynch, who is the Attorney General, has announced this week, and I don't know what to make of it. We all know Hillary's running for president. We all know some of the things she has done is wrong, but I don't know if no criminal charges. I mean, if she did something wrong, she should be something should be done about it, obviously. But they're not doing anything. Welcome to the program, folks. Welcome to The Wade Show, thewadeshow.com. www.diversitybroadcastingnetwork.com. It's I don't know. Some people are saying that it's a tragedy. Some people are saying that it's great. Some people are saying that we have lost control over our system. Well, if honestly things are not done and they had gone for a criminal investigation and they honestly found Hillary to be innocent, that's another story. But if they're not willing to do anything about it, if they're not willing to try, then what's the use of what's going on? What's the use of this political jargon for then? Because I don't think it's funny that somebody does something wrong and they don't get punished for it. I don't. So that's where I stand with that. A lot of people are saying that it's bad. A lot of people are having a lot of comments about it, but that's where it is. It's up in the air now. So let's go to other news now. Let's see what else is out there for us. And by the way, just a quick note, what you're hearing in the background is the fan and air conditioning. Very hot in here, so you're going to hear a humming noise or something. Because I'm not going to do the show without some kind of something to cool me off here. God, sweat's pouring down my face like crazy. Anyways, remember the drug lord, Colombian drug lord Pablo Escobar, who died in a gunfight? Well, he had pet hippos in his Naples theme park. I guess the private zoo was once owned by Pablo Escobar. And here on Yahoo News, David Lopez, a biologist from the Regional Environmental Corporation, Cornell, says it's the biggest herd of wild hippopotamus outside of Africa. It's a paradise for them. They thrive. Escobar was one of the richest and most powerful crime lords ever. His racket grew into a multi-million-dollar business and dominated the drug trade and was blamed for numerous killings. Like his gang, hippos can be very fierce, naturalists say. And they can be, by the way. I guess he had them as pets. Very interesting story on Yahoo News. I found it. Cab driver returns lost money. Oh boy. Cab driver returns lost money there. When an absent-minded fare left his inheritance in the back of the Boston cab, the kind-hearted hack did the right thing, bringing the $187,000 in cold hard cash to authorities. Raymond Coslin, a 17-year-old veteran cabbie, wasn't tempted for a moment, he said. He took the green backpack stuffed with money straight to the Boston Police Department. Wow. All right, folks. All right. $187,000 he returns. If I found a backpack in my cab, I'd be hesitant. But I'd probably do the right thing. Everybody knows I would. And I have done the right thing. Everybody knows that at one time I did do some cab driving. Right out of high school, it was one of my first jobs. I decided that, hey, gotta work somehow to put food on the table, so I decided to do it. So I know how that feels when you find stuff in the cab and you turn it into the office. Sometimes it doesn't get to the person. So this guy went to the police department, which is very good. I found sunglasses, gold sunglasses. I found a wallet one time. I even found somebody's teeth. Those false teeth they have made out of gold. I found one of those in the back seat. I think that's the weirdest thing I've ever found in a cab, to be honest with you. And looking throughout the other news, we got a lot of news on Donald Trump. Trump accuses Clinton of bribing Lynch. We have one here of Trump takes potential VP running mates for test drives. We got him on saying some other kind of rude statements. But I probably will still vote for Donald Trump. He's the one I think should do it. In overture to Sanders, Clinton unveils college cost plans. An adjuster to her former Democratic primary rival Bernie Sanders, Hillary Clinton is announcing new steps aimed at taking the rising cost of college tuition and the burden off students. Okay. That's some other stuff. Well, on Yahoo News here, as I browse for my paperwork, Donald Trump, Republican Party boosts fundraising in June. Enormous landslide hits Glacier Bay in Alaska from popular mechanics last Tuesday in Alaska. Over 100 million tons of rocks collapsed from a 4,000-foot high mountainside in Glacier Bay National Park. The debris spread over 6 miles onto the glacier below and produced a huge cloud of dust. Stark added to the amount of rock that fell and comparable to 6 million SUVs falling down a mountainside. It rivals anything we have ever seen in years. Colin Stark, a geologist at Columbia University, Lamont Dirty Earth's Observational, told Alaska Dispatch News. No humans were near the collapse, but a cruise ship has been seen nearby. The results may have been dire. Other similar landslides have created tsunami-like waves after rocks crashed onto a glacier. 100 million tons of earth tumbling down the landslide. All right, well, that's not. It's not. It's not unusual to see landslides in Alaska. Not unusual to see these big glaciers dropping off. I've never been to Alaska, but in our local area, I have seen ice chunks and stuff. When spring comes around, big, huge chunks just drop off this mountainside. In some other areas, we have a big river where the ice just jams up and all over the road and everything. So I can only imagine ice just falling down from the mountainside. It probably loud. It's tremendous. It can do a lot of damage. USAtoday.com. Some of our news headlines there. New video emerges of Anton Sterling. That shooting is being investigated. Not going to talk much on bad stuff here, but I don't think that's right what they did. I just don't think it is. Former Fox News anchor is suing the network CEO. Former Fox. They have a little video here on it. The former Fox and Friends co-host has filed a sexual harassment lawsuit against the Fox boss, Roger Ailes. I don't know what's going on with that. But that's something that Fox is dealing with at this present time. This is on USA Today, by the way. And Buccaneers player got locked in a museum at the former teammate's wedding. Senator Crocker says he won't be Trump's VP. Warrior super team might be bad news for Draymond. Pro golfer's wife hilariously slams Sham's husband. Coroner reviews that the Navy SEAL that drowned during was a homicide. That was a tragedy. It's all on USA Today. We're not going to get much into some of the news, but that's just what's happening on USA Today. I've done the Yahoo News. MSN has the same thing on there. AOL News has some stuff on the Navy SEAL who drowned. That's another tragedy. I can't say anything about that. I don't know what to say. Navy SEALs are the best. They train hard. I think the Navy is investigating, and the coroner has deemed it to be a homicide. So we'll hear more on that. We'll hear more on that, I suppose. It's getting past almost time for our first break, but here, C.F. Moeller designs new headquarters for Lego. Danish firm C.S. Moeller has been tapped by the Lego Group to design a 52,000 square meter global hub for the company's headquarters in Billund, Denmark. The design, which draws inspiration from the colored module bricks for which Lego is known, will provide new flexible work arrangements and community space centered around a brightly lit 4-story atrium, as well as a new public park for the campus. I thought that was pretty interesting. C.F. Moeller, I looked up some stuff. Very, very good company. Here's another thing. The Minimum Morella provides affordable, customizable studio space. You can get all this on archdaily.com. archdaily.com. It's like a landscaping and architectural website. Broadway Malian designs a $100 million Crown of Miami cruise terminal. Looks very beautiful. Architecture from Broadway Malian has been appointed by Royal Caribbean Cruise Limited to design a new $100 million cruise terminal in Miami as a gateway to Miami. The project will be the firm's first major design in North America, will service the largest cruise ships in the world, aiming to become a new icon on the waterfront. Folks, with that being said, spring is just around the corner. I want you to be safe if you're going to take cruises. We got a break coming up here, so after the break we'll have a little bit more for you. We're going to go on the rest of the show here, so we'll be right back right after this.
How do you react when you discover that the next space shuttle disaster has happened right on schedule? As the true scope of the disaster is uncovered by Flight Director Crash Murphy and astronomer Dr. Mike Anders, they run for their lives as lovers, friends, and co-workers perish. What happened to the shuttle? Why is the government calling it an accident? Who's willing to kill to keep it secret? How big is the conspiracy? Burnout, The Mystery of Space Shuttle STS-281 by Stephanie Osborne is available from your favorite booksellers.
Hello, my name is Renee, and I'm the owner of Angelic Comfort. I'm a psychic medium, intuitive empath, Reiki master, ordained minister, spiritual counselor, and a spiritual guide. Angelic Comfort offers angel readings, spiritual counseling and guidance sessions, spirit communication, energy work workshops, and even private gallery events. We have an on-site shop that, once purchased, each item is individually infused with Reiki energy to help you with any energy work that you may need. Also, we have many posts and blogs on the site that help you to become enlightened a little bit more, or even to help you in a time of need. So please stop by Angelic Comfort today at www.angeliccomfort.com. angelic-comfort.com.
Hi, author and space scientist Stephanie Osborne here. Please join me for my new show. The Osborne Cosmic Weather Report is a 5-minute weekly segment that informs listeners about solar and space weather activity, such as sunspots, flares, auroras, comets, meteor showers, as well as space news, historical space anniversaries, and more. For specific air times, check the schedule on your favorite radio station.
And we're back. Stephanie Osborne. Her book is wonderful. Her show is wonderful. Renee, who actually is my boss here on www.diversitybroadcastingnetwork.com, has Angelic Comfort. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing for a gift for someone. Wonderful for yourself. She does tarot readings and psychic work and angelic type work. It's great. And we're back. I'm browsing through the news stuff here. It's all a bunch of bad stuff. I'm tired of this bad news stuff. I really am. As I throw my reading glasses down on the table in front of me, you can hear the beeping noises from my Facebook and from the blog TV audience. Welcome, our iblogtv.com audience. You guys are pretty good. Some people were talking about this Hillary Clinton thing. I don't know what to say about it. I don't know why charges are not being made. I just don't know. I mean, the email thing. I followed it a little bit. I really didn't follow it. I really did follow it, and then I really didn't follow it. One of those things where you follow it and you don't. You follow it and you don't. But I'm telling you, folks. I'm telling you that this stuff is happening. Some other things are happening with Trump here, but we got to understand that the policies and the system that it goes through, if the system doesn't want to do something, in this case, charge somebody with charges, indict them, investigate them, go after them, punish them, it doesn't have to do it. And you're forgetting, folks, right now, you're forgetting the important thing here, is that Hillary Clinton was a lawyer. Hillary Clinton has worked in legal proceedings before. Her husband was a lawyer, Mr. Bill Clinton, our ex-president, in fact. He was president of the United States. Was lawyer. Worked in legal systems, if you will. So that's kind of like going after somebody that's worked as a gymnast and been in the Olympics and trying to tell them how jumping is bad and different tumbles and somersaults are bad, and you know, getting them on some stuff about running and jumping and exercises. It's not going to work. They know the field. They know what they're doing. They know how to do stuff without getting in the trouble. They know how to do stuff without having a consequence for what they do. Now, on the other hand, if she seriously did something wrong, why are we not punishing that? Is it because she's running for president and we don't want to interfere? Is it because she hasn't done anything wrong at all and the public opinion and the media opinion thinks that she has? You know, these are professional people that do these investigations. These are professional people that make these decisions. These are professionals, folks. They're not lawyers, and we're not dealing with people that don't know what they're doing. They do know what they're doing. The FBI knows what it's doing. The Miss Lynch knows what she's doing. The lawyers for Hillary Clinton know what they're doing. Hillary Clinton knows what she's doing. The other investigators know what they're doing. So it's not like we're dealing with amateurs here. We're dealing with very serious issues here, with very serious investigations and very serious rules and systems to follow and very serious things happening. I don't know what to make of it. I really don't. It was their decision. We can't do anything about it. A lot of people in my iBlog TV chat room right now are going just crazy, telling me I don't know what I'm talking about. And I do know what I'm talking about, or I wouldn't be talking about it. Especially with an issue this big. And then the elections are coming up. This may have an impact on her during the elections. So if you people don't like what has happened and you think she's wrong, then do something about it during the elections. You have the power to not elect her as president. Just like if Donald Trump does something wrong, I have the power not to push the button for his name as president because I think he did something wrong. And a lot of other people have that right too. Don't forget that. You have that right to say what you want about the person that you're electing for becoming president. And if they've done something wrong, they've done something you don't like, then maybe they will not get the position that they want by the people, us the people of the United States, because they did it. It's that simple, folks. I think I'm going to end the subject on that note because it's that simple. They did something wrong, don't vote them in. A lot of people right now are pissed off about this. They are. And it's the system. Everything is run a certain way, and that's the way we got to deal with it. We can't run around, make our own choices, do our own thing. Not going to happen. And even if we did run around, even if we did make our own choices, even if we did do something that still doesn't make it right sometimes, that we have to erupt into certain things to get certain things out of the way or done. So we have to do things respectfully. I'm not going to talk bad about somebody who's running for president. Somebody in the iBlog TV chat room just said, why don't I speak up about this? Well, I am. I'm not going to say bad stuff about somebody. She's running for president. The way to do it is not to vote for her. And say, I'm not going to vote for Hillary. Somebody asks why, give your opinion. You have a right to do that. Just like I have a right, why are you voting for Donald Trump? And I tell them, and I have a right to do that. Don't let somebody intimidate you because you're doing something that they don't like in this fashion. I never understood it. It's a private thing. Who you're going to vote for, the reason you're going to vote for them, and how you're going to vote for them is a private issue. It's like taking a shit. How you wipe your ass, when you wipe your ass, with what kind of toilet paper is your business, not anybody else's. I'm going to end this subject right now before I get pissed about it. And people in the iVlog TV chat room are now laughing at me talking about wiping the ass. But it's true. How you wipe it, when you wipe it, and with what toilet paper you wipe your ass with is nobody else's business. Not even your husband or wife or kid's business. Okay? Unless you want to make it kinky and leave your kids out of it if you're going to do that. But I just don't understand it. It's something that it's your business. Don't tell anybody then. I just don't get it. I just don't. Back to the other news here. The Lego headquarters, and they are headquartered in Denmark, believe it or not. As I said earlier, we're going to have Moeller, CF Moeller Designs, do up on a new headquarters. Looks kind of nice with the pictures in it too. ArcDaily.com, I got that from. Again, I'm not going back to the Hillary thing. iBlog TV chat room here telling me I got to go back. I'm not going to go back. iBlogTV.com is where we do the show live. I'm trying to get it up on YouTube. YouTube's been giving me a hassle about my show lately. We showcase music from independent artists. If you're interested, www.diversitybroadcastingnetwork.com. You may have to send in a sample. I was told to kind of emphasize that. But we love to hear independent artists. If you are an independent artist, songwriter, or singer, www.diversitybroadcastingnetwork.com is the place for you. We will air your music. I will air your music. The other hosts and stuff can air your music as well. If you have a small business, maybe you are a psychic or a tarot reader, maybe you have something to announce or say, we are looking for more sponsors. www.thewadeshow.com and www.diversitybroadcastingnetwork.com. As a sponsor, I personally will vow right now on this show, and I personally will tell everybody I can about you. Because if you're helping this network and you're helping this show, no matter where I go, everybody's going to know about you. I even have space up on the website, but you're going to have to go and fill out that form. www.thewadeshow.com, www.diversitybroadcastingnetwork.com. Now, the other things that are going on, I'm not going to talk about. Some other people are asking me other political opinions. I don't know, and I don't care. I'm getting off the political stuff. I've gotten off it. People are wondering what I'm drinking. Drinking orange Shasta soda. We have a little store called the Family Dollar here. It's like an off-brand of orange soda, but it's very orangey and it's nice. It kind of tastes like Tang with the fizz to it. Somebody was asking what's the orange stuff here in front of me in this bottle, and that's what it is. Like I said, I'm getting off the political stuff. Off of it. Because people can't handle it. I get the emails, I get the hate mails. You can email me at my website, www.thewadeshow.com. I'm getting kind of tired of listening to all of this stuff and all of these political dumbness, dumbasses, dumbheads, stupid people that think they know it and maybe they don't. I'm tired of it. Our phone number, somebody just asked about our phone number. I'm working on it. The company has kind of paused the phone number. I don't want to pay an astronomical fee for it anymore. I'm tired of paying for it and it's not working out. So I'm trying my best to do what I can to get by it and to make sure that I'm having what I need and what I want to do with it. I'm working on it, doing what I can with it. So we're working on that. That's updates on what we're doing with that. And the iBlog TV chat room here, folks. You can join us through the entire show and watch me do it. And sometimes I wonder about these people's heads. That's right, I sometimes wonder about these people's heads, folks. Because the topics that you want me to talk about right now, asking about Hillary's nude photo online, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? I don't even think I want to see something like that. I don't think it's right for something like that to be on there if there is. Again, she's running for president, folks. Let's give a little respect to the lady. Donald Trump is out there. It's going to be great. It's going to be powerful. It's going to be very, very a very close election, I believe. Anyways, I'm getting off the political stuff. Why do you guys got me back on this stuff? Let's see what else is there to talk about. Dinosaurs. Dinosaurs, or more dinosaurs on here. I'm tired of this dinosaur news. Bring back the dinosaurs or don't. What is the issue with you people? What is the issue? MSNBC News here has some other things on here. We see Trump VPs bow out of consideration. 2 potential Trump VPs have bowed out. 2 of Trump's candidates under consideration for Trump's running mate. Why am I getting back into politics? I don't know. Said they told the real estate mongrel they're not interested in the job. So we know that. TV host sues Fox News CEO for sexual harassment. I just discussed that. This is MSNBC stuff, and I got the papers in my hand that I printed out. But I've already talked about it. Trump's history of praising dictators. I don't understand. See, these are some of the headlines. It shows that these news stories are just odd. But here's some things on gun violence. 1 year after the Charleston shooting, opted. It's by Sharon Reiser. It's hard to believe that it's been a year since I received the devastating news. We're among 9 people who had been shot and killed while praying for Emmanuel AME Church in Charleston, South Carolina. They were killed by a man filed with no much lead and armed with a gun. Fitz's run-on sentence here. It's a continuation of gun violence here. MSNBC has a huge thing on it here. There's some other stories here of gun violence, but this is one at a South Carolina church. They were killed by a man filled with so much hate and armed with a gun. The pain of knowing 3 of my family, her family members, were killed in a radically motivated hate crime. This is by Sharon Reiser. Racist sexism, nationalism, homophobia, and religious intolerance is the reasons for gun violence, mostly expressed by people that are not in the right mind here. The whole thing on gun violence on MSNBC. And then it goes into how they want to take away our guns and stuff. AMA pushing Republicans to support gun research. Calling out hate crime in Orlando. Debate over guns terror's watch list. Huge debate on the gun violence, folks. Should they take away? Well, there's a lot of guns out there, but there was something on Facebook that showed an average military weapon, bullets, and then a bullet, the average gun that hunts deer and elk. And the deer and elk bullet was bigger than the military bullet. But, folks, the common sense says here, number one, it's on Facebook. The second common sense says a deer and an elk is bigger than a human being. And if you kill a deer or an elk, you're killing it because you want to eat it. You don't kill human beings for food that I know of, that I'm aware of. Maybe they do. Maybe, I don't know. But, and you kill them to be mean to them. That's what war is all about. So, and civilians running around with military-type weapons they're not trained with, and weapons that they should not have, using weapons for purposes they should not do it. It's very easy to defend your home with a baseball bat, a knife, and a pair of scissors. Okay? Or a handgun. Or maybe a rubber band gun to shoot the person in the eye with. I don't know. I've lived in 2 bad neighborhoods in my life. And neither one of them did I feel that I needed to have a weapon other than a knife, pair of scissors, and a baseball bat to defend myself. So there's all gun. Now Yahoo News here with gun violence. See, I got all my papers spread out in front of me. So I went to MSNBC, Yahoo, I go to the independent news story. I go to this other news story here, AOL News. And so I have 4 or 5 news places all on this gun violence stories. And I just realized most of these are all the same, or they're talking about the same thing. They're going into detail and not detail. Folks, just quit the violence with the guns. Just stop shooting people for needless, useless excuses. That's all you got to do, folks. It's not that hard. It's not, and the criminals don't get their guns by walking into Dick's Sporting Goods or Walmart and applying for a license or a permit. They get them on the street somewhere, or I don't know how they do it, but they get them. But they're not doing it with a license or a permit. So you making gun laws and permits and licenses and creating all these laws are not going to do it. The criminals are still going to get their weapons. It's just like bootleggers are still going to make liquor without a license and a permit. They still make the liquor and they still make the booze. They don't have licenses or permits. They still do it. So you can make all the laws that you want on the food laws and booze and alcohol. Drug and alcohol administrations can do. The tobacco and firearms. But you're still going to have people doing stuff without the permits and licenses. They're going to not get a permit. They're not going to get a license. That's the way it goes. Doesn't matter. If they want to do something bad enough, they're going to go around the rules no matter what. And that's the part that we need to focus on. The people going around the rules. Not the people that are following the rules that has 3, 4 licenses and 2 permits to have what they have. Go after the people that don't. Go after the people somehow that are giving or selling or making it so somebody can obtain a weapon out there in the street somewhere. Because that gang member, that criminal, that thug, that irrational thinker, that mentally disturbed person does not get a gun from walking into Walmart or Dick's or Gander Mountain or Bass Pro Shop or a gun store or an online specialty trading post or a swap shop or a pawn shop. They're getting it from somebody that's doing it illegally. Remember that. Somebody is doing something illegal for that person to get the gun illegally. So let's stop the person that has the guns, or find out who they are, that are giving it to the people that are doing illegal stuff with it. It's that simple. Again, simple stuff, folks. If I can figure this stuff out, and the emails tell me I'm stupid, so I have to be stupid. If I can figure this stuff out, you, our listeners, could figure this out as well. Just doesn't make any sense. Does not make sense, folks. Doesn't at all. Well, another thing that doesn't make sense is we have another break coming up here. We got to take another break. We got to go on another break. I don't understand why we're breaking so much, but we are. So let's take this break. Let's calm ourselves down. And we'll be right back right after this.
Hello, my name is Renee, and I'm the owner of Angelic Comfort. I'm a psychic medium, intuitive empath, Reiki master, ordained minister, spiritual counselor, and a spiritual guide. Angelic Comfort offers angel readings, spiritual counseling and guidance sessions, spirit communication, energy work workshops, and even private gallery events. We have an on-site shop that, once purchased, each item is individually infused with Reiki energy to help you with any energy work that you may need. Also, we have many posts and blogs on the site that help you to become enlightened a little bit more, or even to help you in a time of need. So please stop by Angelic Comfort today at www.angelic-comfort.com.
Hi, author and space scientist Stephanie Osborne here. Please join me for my new show. The Osborne Cosmic Weather Report is a 5-minute weekly segment that informs listeners about solar and space weather activity, such as sunspots, flares, auroras, comets, meteor showers, as well as space news, historical space anniversaries, and more. For specific air times, check the schedule on your favorite radio station.
And we're back. On the break, I'm looking in our iBlog TV chat room here, and I looked at it, 2 emails that were sent to me. www.thewadeshow.com if you want to send me an email. People are really pissed about this Hillary Clinton thing. I know I didn't want to get in politics, but they're really asking me my full opinion, and I just gave it. I don't know what to say. The system made its choice. The people involved made their choice, and that's what we're going to have to live with. There's no way to change it now. So that's something really quick here. And as I browse through some of the strange news, technology news that I like to browse through here, I found some paper that I had laying in front of me. Self-driving vehicles and cloud data. Today's farmers get ahead on tomorrow's technology. Kind of interesting. It's by Sarah. I can't even say her last name here, and it has a little video again. Self-driving tractors, 21st century equipment, shop, gas station, grain elevator, the co-op, Midwest snack and popcorn gossip, which includes chatter about the latest machines. As farmers more acres with the same or even less manpower and bigger, more unwieldy machines are increasingly turning to technology for help. But it's not unusual tech suspects like Google and Apple inventing a better pitchfork instead of traditional agricultural machinery. Manufacturers like John Deere and New Holland keep stepping up their innovation. Self-driving tractors are commonplace. The farmer still sits behind the wheel. Sensors can detect everything from what the machine's doing to the crop. Farmers can monitor the progress of planting and harvesting from their iPads, and tractors serve as their mobile hotspots. It's a skewed inflection of our increasingly connected world, except farmers have used many of those technologies like auto steering and GPS mapping since the 90s. It's called precision agricultural. Farmers want to find out nearly down the individual plant what's happening with their crops during planting, the application of fertilizer and harvest. They want to know if certain seed performs better than others and why a part of the field ended up with poor yields. Precision agriculture uses mapping, satellites, and other technologies farmers know, going on down to less than an inch, letting them be more efficient with gas fertilizer and seeds. High-tech sensors and maps, no hands automated and automatronic type equipment, a big data program. It's all on this thing. It's from cnet.com, and it is by Sarah Tibgen, Cartech. It's great. It's a whole article about yields, and I just mentioned some of the stuff on there, and it goes into stuff in detail, though. You know, when it comes to our farmers are less on the list of people we want to give credit to. But if it wasn't for the farmers, if it wasn't for the people that do the dairy cattle and the beef cattle, if it wasn't for the people that bring us our food, even the shippers, people that drive the trucks and stuff and ship it around. If it wasn't for the people that want to do agriculture and want to plant food and grow food and help us with our food supply, I doubt any of us would live more than a day, maybe a week. I'll give them a month, because we're so dependent on food every day. So that's a nice article. Verizon confirms new plans with higher prices and more data. Let's see if your Android has a bad case of malware. Facebook lays out blueprint for connecting hard-to-reach rural areas. And there's lots more on CNET.com. CNET.com. There's a lot of news up here, but they are some of the stuff I printed out to mention and talk about. I feel a lot better talking about agriculture and technology of growing apples, corn, and planting seeds with fertilizer than I do getting in political stuff, as you can see. But that's the way it is. And these people need to have credit too, the farmers. So if you do farming or growing, or even if you're a hobbyist grower, we want to thank you. www.thewadeshow.com, www.diversitybroadcastingnetwork.com. Remember, if you're an independent artist, singer, or songwriter, we would like to hear your work. We would like to showcase and let other people hear your work. Write to us today. Give us some information, and maybe your songs and your work can be featured here on my program as well as other programs here on Diversity Broadcasting Network. I got to hand it to you. Some of these singers that we hear are great. I haven't gotten much into it this week. Sometimes about maybe once a month I won't have songs to play. I'll just bitch, moan, and talk like I have today. But for the couple 3 weeks, we've had great artists on the program, great songs on the program. And I just want to reach out to you again, if you're an independent artist into music or singing, that we would love to showcase your work. I think you do a fantastic job as well. So what else do we have on the docket today? A lot of people complaining is what we have about this decision. Like I said, it was their decision. We can't do anything about it. It's just U.S. News has some things about Donald Trump on there, and the Hillary Clinton story here now. Labor market, Brexit give Fed pause as rate uncertainty looms. Minutes from the Fed's latest meeting indicate its officials are beginning to worry about the next economic downturn. Analysts were eagerly anticipating a release of Federal Open Market Committee's latest minutes, hoping to score the document for clues as to when and how the Federal Reserve will next boost its benchmark interest rate. But those minutes, which are typically released a few weeks after the FOMC's two-day meetings wrap up in Washington, didn't offer many clues to where the U.S. Monetary policy will go next. The document includes 40 variations of words uncertain and uncertainty, mostly related to overall health of both the domestic labor and the international economic landscape. Almost all participants judged that the surprisingly weak May employment report increased their uncertainty about the outlook of labor markets. The minute said recent government data that showed May was the worst month for job creation since 2010, and that the unemployment gains in March and April were overstated initially. Well, the employment gains in March and April? What is this talking about, folks? Now, this comes from U.S. News. What are we talking about here? We're talking about employment. People finding the jobs. People doing the work. Like the farmers, for instance. Or the singers and songwriters we have. or the person driving the cab, or the FedEx and UPS, and people in shops making stuff, and people at Walmart that say hi to me every time I go in, even though I don't care to say hi to people. But anyways, employment is on a fluctuate here. It's the lowest since 2010. Well, we've had some problems here. A lot of things going on with employment. But they're waiting for these minutes. They're waiting for these people to finish their meeting. And that's the way it goes. On it. Walker announces support for Trump without saying Trump's name. There's a lot of stuff on the Hillary scandal. I guess the email scandal and the double standard. Trump praises some dictators. Trump hits Clinton's on emails. Clinton stumps for Clinton in North Carolina. It's all a bunch of political stuff here. It's ending up into that anyways. Getting the poor to productivity. Income inequality here. It is by Yuama Hendrick Wong, a contributor to this site here, U.S. News. Income inequality and how to solve it is widely recognized as a burning issue of our times. He ain't kidding. At the heart of the problem lies the conundrum, despite a dramatic incline in global poverty the last 50 years. The dissipating between the rich and the poor has increased by massive proportions. The proportion of people living on less than $1.90 a day decreased from 44% in 1990 to 12.7% in 2012. Conversely, the ratio of the richest to the poorest country and per capita GDP has gone from a factor of 10 in 1870 to over 100 in 2010. Why are so many people steadily getting ahead while others are being left far behind? Why are market forces working well to some places and well sometimes even within a country? The clue, perhaps solution, lies in recent groundbreaking studies that offer a promising alternative to traditional approaches to poverty reduction. It suggests that productivity is determined less by person's skills and ability, but more by access to the integration into critical networks. Drive to substitutable renewable energy distorts the realities of market forces and technical advances. And then it goes into more stuff. The inclusion, low poverty equals poverty. However, areas of these barriers, inclusion and reduction of eliminating, enabling people and business to thrive. For example, the vast reduction of poverty in China stems from improvements in infrastructure and movement of millions of migrant workers to cities, where better jobs enable productivity and quadruples similarity. Foreign investments brought to massive influx of know-how, the skills and expertise to do things, create opportunities for those once poor peasants to connect to networks. Enable poverty. By removing barriers to these vile networks and complementary inputs, productivity is democratized, and it's through democratizing productivity and other improving economies have enabled meaningful economic participation for hundreds of millions of escaped poverty. All right, so we're talking about poverty here. Here's something I learned about poverty. Somebody's in poverty, not often do they know how to get out of it. Not often do they know what to do when they get out of it, and they get themselves back in it. Give somebody money, they're not very good at spending money and saving, they'll be right back into poverty. That's what we need to do. We need to make sure that nobody's in poverty, folks. I just thought that was a quick article up there. U.S. News, usnews.com. Is where I got some of those stories. See, I like to jump around and have different independent news stories like this, share some of the stuff, but a lot of it's politics right now. A lot of these people are jumping on this Hillary thing that's going on. I don't understand most of this stuff here. But I like the article about the farmers. I somewhat like the article about the poverty. That's why I mentioned it, because I don't want people to be in poverty. www.thewadeshow.com, www.diversitybroadcastingnetwork.com. Speaking of poverty, I don't want to be in poverty, so if I could get some people to, some sponsors up here, we won't be in poverty. So become a sponsor and don't let us be in poverty. I don't got a lot more news than that. I'm going through this paper, so most of this is politics. Fox News longtime host. More sexual harassment, Hillary's thing. Take a picture of this guy and take a picture of this girl. I don't know what's going on with those two. Controversy over contributor slams Trump spokeswoman for defending his praise of Saddam Hussein. Then in another article, it's not just Saddam Hussein. Trump has a long history of googly-eyed admiration for dictators. I guess some of his comments here is getting offhand again. Trump offers bold new legal standard of guilt to Bill O'Reilly. Everybody says she's extremely guilty. People say Hillary Clinton is guilty, criminal negligence. Some automatically becomes it apparently. I guess Donald Trump's jumping on this stuff. It's I don't know what to think. No charges, but plenty of questions on Hillary here. And this is Salon, SALON.com, SALON.com, Salon.com. No indictment. No indictment, no scandal. After a year of email chatter, we can finally close the book on another Hillary witch hunt. It's all political stuff, folks. It's all political stuff on here. But anyways, getting off the political stuff. www.thewadeshow.com, www.diversitybroadcastingnetwork.com. This is going to go on and on and on and on again. So I'm going to have to follow some of these stories. And when I follow these stories, you know damn well I'm going to follow them. You know damn well I'm going to do good with them. You know I'm going to get to the heart of what's going on. You know I'm going to try my very best to get to the bottom of stuff. So you know and I know that things are coming up. And we're coming up on this hour thing, this hour and a half show here. And we've been doing quite well with it, in fact. Quite well monitoring everything we need to monitor and make sure stuff is right. Phone system's down. Going to work on that. iBlogTV.com. I'm in there with these people. Now they're all frustrated with Hillary Clinton as I put apple pieces in my mouth. I've been eating this apple all day, all throughout the whole show. And now, the people in the iBlog TV chat room are just noticing that I'm eating apple pieces. Just so you people on the tune-in radio station or one of the other stations or the main Diversity Broadcasting Network station realize what I'm doing. Right now I'm taking pieces of apple and putting them in my mouth again. And as I do this, my iBlog TV chat room audience is just noticing I'm eating an apple. It's amazing. This apple's pretty good, actually. I should have gotten some caramel. But I wasn't thinking in my head, so I wasn't thinking of what to do or how to do it. So I didn't get the caramel in my thing that I needed. So that's the way that goes. But that's always like that. Always forgetting the caramel. Always I'm forgetting the caramel. Every time I get apples, I forget caramel, folks. I do. I just forget caramel. Love apples and caramel, by the way. So if you're ever wondering what to get me for a present or a gift, or think that maybe I should be gifted for my talents here, caramel and apples is the one thing to do. Again, my iVlog TV chat room, what he's eating. That's what they're asking. What he's eating. What am I eating? I'm eating apple. For God's sake. I don't understand this at all. Why can't you understand I'm eating an apple? It's red. It looks like an apple. It tastes like an apple. It feels like an apple. It's an apple. I just don't got any caramel. I could bitch all day about why I don't got caramel. Just make up excuses up the yin-yang, up my behind, of whatever else you want to call it, on why I don't have caramel. But what is it going to do any good? I don't got any caramel. So maybe next time I should remember the caramel, huh? And as I'm sitting here eating my apple, I just looked at the stuff. Juices have dropped down on some of my paperwork. That's great. But anyways, political stuff is happening. Big political stuff is happening. And we can't do anything about it. That's the way the system is. We can't do anything about it. So why complain about it? As I look at the time is coming around. The time is coming around to the end of our program here. We're going to start an hour and a half to 2 hour program up again. We're working on it. But the format of the program has changed. So what we're doing is changing. And when we get this phone back, we can do more with it, folks. So pray that I get this phone back. Help me get this phone back by being a sponsor. www.thewadeshow.com, www.diversitybroadcastingnetwork.com. Folks, I'm going to finish my apple and not worry about this political stuff anymore. And I'll also see you next week, folks. So have a wonderful weekend or whatever you had. We'll see you next week.